I don't know how I feel about this whole like platform because when I do this from YouTube, I can't see myself before I go live. If I'd been able to see myself, I would have done something about like my face. So anyway, hi. I'm sitting on the floor in my office. Let's get a better look at my eternal lover randomly twisted. I'm gonna lift this thing up, but as I do that, I'm gonna continue to talk to you because I am super profesh. So, we're fat fasting today. Now, hopefully by now you know what that means. I'm gonna lift this up, but I'm just gonna let it suck. Okay. Hopefully by now you know what that means. But what it means is, so like, we're not eating food necessarily. Like you're not, but you're still taking in calories, except all the calories come purely from fat. And so the point of that is that you're getting some satiety and you're not going to be as hungry as if you were purely fasting, which we will be tomorrow. But you are, but you aren't really eating either. So it's kind of like in between. It's like this transition. And with the pure fat, you don't like your insulin doesn't go up very much at all. Like it's not keeping it as low as if you were like truly fasting, but it's still really, really, really low. And so you're going to get some weight loss and you're like, we're just doing that like step down thing, right? That's why it's called step down. Okay. So, anyway, we're going to say goodbye to Brandon, but isn't he great? Yeah. Okay. So tomorrow, so today we're fat fasting. I don't care if you have like 8 cups of coffee with cream in it. I don't care as long as you only have fat. Okay, so like cream, grass-fed butter. If you're really, really like desperately hungry, you can do like some cream cheese. Okay, but nothing other than that. All right, if you are really feeling it, I know that Cole's talked about like taking a shot of like olive oil. I mean, it will probably make you not hungry because it's super satiating, but it will also probably make you feel sick, or it would me. Okay, so tomorrow we are doing a true fast. So what does that mean? So you can have black coffee. You can put in a whole cup of coffee, like I'm talking at least 8 ounces. You can do 1 tablespoon of heavy cream, 1 tablespoon, and you need to measure it. Don't eyeball it. This is enough to just barely take the bitterness out of the coffee, but without you tasting it. And 1 tablespoon will probably not spike your insulin. Now, if you're going to sit there and drink 4 cups of coffee in an hour, then you probably shouldn't do the cream because then you're going to get 4 tablespoons of cream. See what I'm saying? If you drink like 1 tablespoon an hour, then you should be good. So black coffee, no more than a tablespoon of cream per hour, per 8 ounces per hour. And actually, not even per 8 ounces. Like, even if you have like a big ass cup of coffee, like sometimes I'll have one of my like 20-ounce mugs, don't do more than like just enough cream to coat the bottom of the cup, barely, barely. You basically don't want to be able to taste it. You can have black tea. You can have like plain tea. Decaf herbal tea, as long as it doesn't, some herbal teas will have like, dried apple or something like that in it. You don't want to do that. Water and snake juice. Now, my snake juice recipe is in my Facebook group. I share it around everywhere. 2 liters of water. You want to add, I do a 1/4 cup of pickle juice to the 2 liters of water, or a half cup. Yeah, a half cup per 2 liters. Or a half a teaspoon of salt, sodium chloride. Also, in that 2 liters of water, you want a whole teaspoon of potassium chloride that is available at grocery stores. It's called no salt. It's with the salt because it's a salt substitute. It's in a white thingy and it says no salt on it. So a teaspoon of that, and optionally a teaspoon of baking soda. I do a liter at a time. So obviously do the math. If you're going to make a liter of it, then you want to have those measurements, right? And if you're going to make up a bunch of it, then you need to figure out the conversions and figure out the measurements. You can do this. It's like fourth grade math. An alternative that you can do, which I often do now because honestly, snake juice tastes like shit, is I'll just take like a shot glass and I'll put like half a teaspoon of potassium chloride and then fill it with pickle juice. Knock it back. Then you get your sodium and your potassium, and it's fun and easy. You don't have to drink all that ball sack sweat, which is what snake juice tastes like. And don't ask me how I know that. Okay, so that's tomorrow. Water, snake juice, black coffee, barely any cream, like barely, barely, barely. Seriously, don't overdo it, or you just don't have any if you don't think you can handle it. And plain tea if you want. No diet sodas. No diet sodas. No diet sodas. Why? Because 2 reasons. One, it keeps you craving sweet stuff. It really does. It will. I promise you, it will 100% absolutely positively make you hungrier. It will make fasting harder. It's going to be difficult to give them up. I know this. The struggle is real. I've lived it. I know it. I keep going back through it over and over. Please learn from my mistakes. Just cut them cold turkey. Just don't drink them. Please. And that includes stevia, because stevia will still make you hungry. It's not as bad as sucralose, but it will make you hungry. The other thing is the cephalic phase response, which I've explained in many, many other videos, so I won't go into detail about cephalic phase response. All you need to know is even artificial sweetener will trigger some insulin release. So it could slow your weight loss. So just don't. No diet sodas. Obviously, you're not eating any food, so we don't need to go into that. So then we're going to refeed on Friday, okay? So today's our fat fast. Tomorrow is our realsies fast. And then Friday, we're going to refeed. What should you eat on your refeed? And I'll go back over this tomorrow. You should eat high fat, low carb. High fat, low carb, with an emphasis on fatty meat. Now, should you have a soda, like a diet soda, or an artificially sweetened thingy with your refeed? I think on 72s you can. Now, if you were doing less than 72, I would say no. But on 72s you can. I think because you're going so long that the extra insulin will probably not adversely affect your weight loss very much. And I especially think that diet soda maybe is okay, just like one with your refeed, because especially if you eat later in the day. So if you eat early in the day on your refeed day, which honestly is better for weight loss, right? Like it's just better. Then if you have a diet soda or something like a keto sweet or something, then you're more likely to stay hungry the rest of the day. But if you eat your refeed at like 4 or 5, then you don't have as many hours to get through fasted. Does that make sense? So you're less likely to be adversely affected. Because I work, I eat when I get home at like 5 or 6. And so it's not as optimal for weight loss, but it just works for my life. So your mileage may vary, but for me, I find I can have like a Dr. Pepper Zero, whatever, with my refeed, and I'm not just like losing my mind by the end of the day. If I ate at 11 that morning, I would be so hungry because of that soda. In case you haven't seen previous live streams, I am doing this with you. I literally gained weight so I could do this with you. Sorry, my lungs don't work. So I'm doing this with you. I'm doing exactly what you're doing. I'm following every rule that you're following. And I'm here to support you and to be that person that is suffering alongside you. And don't forget, your fellow patrons in this group are also suffering. All my other subscribers, we're here together. So leave comments, start a conversation. If you have questions, maybe, or if you see other questions that you can answer, I really want this to have like a peer support aspect because it really does help when you know that other people are going through with you. Okay, so I'm gonna finish this and post this, and I don't think I'll be able to live stream tomorrow again, but I will be live streaming on Friday before the refeed, before my refeed. And I'm gonna try to do this like uh, once we do this refeed, obviously we'll go into our next 72 and we're just gonna keep them going for 10. Okay, so 9 more after this. We're on our way, and I'm gonna do one, at least one per fast per 72. So you will see a lot of me in the next 30 days. So hang in there. I know it's probably starting to get a little difficult, but home stretch, we're eating Friday, just have one more day. It's going to be fine. Bye, guys.